Alright, so here's how to do the cylinder leak down test on the E46 BMW M54. So what you're going to do, remove all the spark plugs, disconnect all the coil packs, just get everything out of the way. I know I've got one back there, but it's kind of stuck, so oh well. Just make sure it's out of the way. Remove your radiator cap, remove your dipstick, and remove the PCV right here. One sec. Alright, remove your PCV right here in your valve cover. Remove your air box. It says to do that with the manual here. And then for me, I had to remove the fan. So the fan is just a bolt here, probably another bolt here. For me, mine's just held on by one bolt, so I imagine the other one's just here, and then the fan kind of sits in there in the shroud. But yeah, so this takes like a little bit of finesse. Just disconnect the fan wire right here and kind of finagle it. Kind of had to push into the fan itself to kind of separate it from the valve cover, but it does come out without removing the reservoir, so no worries on that, because you got to rotate your crank. So I've got 7/8 there on the crank, or 22 mil I believe, that you can put on there and rotate it. So I've just got this extension in here, and I got my piston right up here at top dead center for cylinder 1. So now that that's there, I can go ahead and remove this. Like I said, I just kind of use that to figure out where this piston is. Go ahead and screw this in. This is the M14 little piece that's, you know, a part of the hose. It's not an adapter, so let me use two hands real quick and get this in. Here we go. Alright, so when that is in the cylinder, like I said, number 1 is what we're testing first. So I'll go ahead and plug this into here using two hands, and then I can adjust my dial. I want to give it 100 psi. Makes the math easy, and once I give it 100 psi, this is what I'm getting back. I should see, I won't see 100. You'll never see just 100, but I should see no less than 90. If I got less than 90, if I'm feeding it 100 and I've got less than 90 coming back, then I know I've got an issue. So let me plug this in, feed it some pressure, and then kind of show what my results are here. Let's just go ahead and pull this out, rotate it. Should start getting harder. There we go. So as I'm giving it pressure, it should be giving me pressure back. All the valves are closed when that cylinder is at top dead center. So this is what we want to see, is that it's holding pressure and that it's giving pressure back. Right now we've got a little bit of delay, but it's looking kind of good. It's a little hard to do with just one hand, but as we creep up on 100 on input, should be getting something good back. So there we are. Give it 100 psi and we're getting 98 back. So that's perfect. So we'll ease up on the pressure here. Make sure it's at 0 before I disconnect. You'll kind of hear it go down. You want to have a compressor that's going to be rated high enough to do this. If you got a little 2-gallon or 5-gallon, it's not going to cut it. So make sure you got the proper equipment to do this. But yeah, once that's done with, I just clip that back in, and now I can disconnect it here, and then go ahead and take this out, and we'll line up the next cylinder, number 2, for top dead center, and then repeat the process all the way for each cylinder. Cylinder 2. Let's get it. This right here gonna affect the rest of my week. It's harder to turn as more pressure goes in. Still looking at pretty decent reading. There we go. Yep, pretty good. Just bring it back. The compressor was giving a little too much, but that cylinder is good as well. Alright, cylinder 1 did pretty good, cylinder 2 did pretty good, now we're in cylinder 3. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's throw this in here. Alright, so far that is not looking good. So let me go ahead and make sure everything is tight again and run it again. Alright, this is cylinder 3. Can't quite get it to 100, but it's only giving back 60, so that is no bueno. I don't even need to go all the way on number 4. This is worse. This is no good. No good. So it's turning out like rings are fine. Piston rings, bottom end, that kind of thing is good. Seems like it's going to be head gasket, and then, you know, good cleaning and valves possibly. Could have a bent valve, but more than likely I think it's just going to be our head gasket because of the overheating. It doesn't sound like any of the valves are bent or anything. It runs really good. Alright, so cylinder 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty much. Pretty much just done for, gone. So I put it back into cylinder 1, brought it back to top dead center with the crank bolt, and retested it just to be sure there's no other like underlying things, like something got loose or whatever, because you know, you just want to double check, especially when you're getting readings that low. But yeah, so they are actually that low, and then just verify here, nothing's wrong, nothing in here broke, everything is fine because it's holding even pressure like we were testing earlier. So yeah, basically I am pretty sure that the head gasket is blown. It's not like it's been driven and blown, so it's not milkshake like. The oil's not milkshake. It's a hard diagnostic for sure, but you know, and it's not bubbling, foaming out the mouth of the radiator. So it was a hard one, but these are the steps that it takes, and yeah, we're gonna work on pulling this head off and get this out to a machine shop and get it resurfaced, cleaned up, and yada yada yada, and then check the valves and everything. So you know, this is it. This is that good life. So yeah, this is like I said, the E46 BMW, and yeah, this is my new to me car, so that's that kind of sucks. But luckily it's just a drift car, not a daily driver. Still sucks because, like, damn, I mean, but you can't have everything. You honestly can't. I bought the car for, I still think, not a bad deal. It needs some work. I probably coulda, shoulda, maybe got it a little cheaper, but it is what it is. Whether this thing was auto and I bought it cheaper than having a manual already, make no difference, because the engine stuff is still engine stuff. Like even if it was automatic and I was going to a manual swap, I could still be dealing with the same kind of things. So honestly, it don't matter. I'd rather deal with this in the platform that I have it as the 5-speed sedan, rather than dealing with the auto swap and all that other crap and deal with this stuff on top of it. So yeah, it's a little little draining, but nothing I can't do. So that's the best part. And we'll just keep hopes up, make some videos, learn some stuff about this car, because when I'm out on the track, the quicker I can be, the better. So if anything, right now having these kinds of problems is a good thing. So anyway, let me go ahead. I'm probably gonna leave most of the stuff off. I'll just put the oil dipstick back, throw the coil packs in, just so stuff ain't getting in there, because tomorrow I'll probably start ripping this apart and get it ready to go. So that'll be fun. Stay tuned, and appreciate y'all watching.